Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I wanted to check out and see how good is an inexpensive all-in-one PC. This is the iView 1760 AIO, and it currently retails for $350. You have all the information on the back here, starting off with the screen. It's a 17.3-inch IPS touchscreen. It's 1920 by 1080, so you can play videos in full HD 1080p. An Intel Celeron N3350 dual-core processor with Windows 10 Home, 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage, which can be updated with a microSD, because there's a microSD card slot that supports up to 128 gigs. 5 gigs of Microsoft OneDrive cloud storage, I guess. 2 megapixel front camera, a USB 3 port, or 3 USB 3 ports, an HDD, RJ45, 1 HDMI, and then of course the microSD card slot. There are stereo speakers on here, 2 of them, and then a 3.5mm headphone jack. Then there's a 2600 milliamp hour built-in battery, so you can carry this around. 2600 is pretty low. I wonder how long that's going to last. My guess is it's probably not going to last, maybe an hour at best, but we'll see. Inside you have the PC itself. Wow, well underneath that they have a case and a user manual. Inside of the case you have the DC port plug to charge it or keep it plugged in and stay on, a keyboard, and a wireless mouse. The keyboard's wireless too, and I gotta say it's really nice they included this case here because it seems very convenient, nice and soft to carry that around. So the wireless mouse feels a little smaller than other mouses I've used, but it's not that much of a problem or big deal. It uses a AA battery, just needs one it seems like, and the AA battery is the size of this. The wireless keyboard needs two AAA batteries, so it's the size of this. AAA is small, AA is a bigger one. It goes back here, the 2 AAA batteries. The keyboard has almost the same size as my 14-inch laptop's keyboard, so it's not too small, it's not too big. It may be just the right size for a lot of people. On the back is where you put the AAA batteries inside, 2 of them. So on the front you have the screen itself with the front 2 megapixel camera. There's a charging indicator here, it's kind of hard to tell on video. Then on the bottom, this is a home button, this iView logo here. On the back is where you have the rest of the stuff, the power button, volume keys, and then you have a 2.5-inch SATA drive here, and then this can be closed, of course. On here you have the loudspeaker. There's one here, and then there's one on the other side here. Then we have the kickstand right here. It's actually pretty smooth. It can go all the way back here, so that if you wanted to have it kind of almost flat out to watch something, and you can adjust it easily. On the bottom is where we have all of our ports, the LAN, the USB ports, a DC 12 volt, a HDMI port, a USB port, microSD card slot, and the 3.5mm headphone jack. And then this is most likely for the keyboard and mouse, and/or mouse. We'll check that out in just a moment. The other thing I like is that they have 2 little rubber tacks on here to prevent it from sliding on a curved surface, and I'm sure this has to have them too. Yep, it does. Installation was pretty easy. After using this for about 2 days now, everything seems to be fine overall with basic stuff. There's only about 19 gigs out of the box, less than 19 gigs, because the software Windows 10 takes up most of it, or a chunk of it. But I do have a microSD card installed. I unfortunately don't have a 2.5-inch drive that I was trying to use, but it supports up to 2 terabytes, so that's pretty nice. And then one thing I did notice is that the CPU tends to get used very quickly when I'm browsing the web on Microsoft Edge, and the GPU, which is Intel HD graphics, actually has 2 gigs of VRAM, it seems like, so that's pretty interesting. And then 4 gigs of RAM is actually not as limiting as I thought it would be. 2 gigs is being constantly used with Microsoft Edge, and just this folder app open. And of course my task manager is open itself, but we'll check how gameplay is in just a moment. Because if you already bought 2 4GB RAM sticks, you're pretty much full, unless in the future. Now I've been watching a few videos, and I gotta say one downside is that when I was watching 1080p at 60 frames per second with this video, it didn't seem to be fully smooth compared to watching other 1080p or 60 frames per second videos or 60 FPS videos. I'm sure if you downscale it or go to 720p, it'll run smoother. But again, I can't tell for sure because it wasn't too clear cut. But besides that, I like the speakers on the back. They're really loud. You can hear my voice really well when I was playing my other video. Overall, I gotta say for video consumption, this is pretty nice. I mean, again, 17-inch screen, full HD, can't complain there. And then the speakers are nice too. So here's the front 2 megapixel camera. It's nothing too crazy, obviously it's 2 megapixels. And then it does look a little shaky, but it's still a little smoother than other cameras that I've tested. So this will be definitely good enough for a Skype call or video call. So if we go ahead and take a picture here, it takes it relatively quickly, but it doesn't look like it's going to be completely smooth. Like now you can kind of see my face. That's not what we're trying to look at here though. You can read Canon, but you can't really read PowerShot. And then ELF, you can read 100 kind of, but then everything after that is just blurry. So that's the camera quality, poor at best. Now the keyboard works perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever. And yeah, there's good feedback and everything, can't really complain. But there's no Microsoft Word, you have to install that separately. WordPad does come installed, so this is the feedback, it's good. You can backspace too. Keyboard is also nice and thin as well, and you get that kind of curved feel when you put it on a flat surface with the back here, because the batteries do go back here like we showed before. First game we're checking out here is Minecraft. Now everything's pretty much turned on. The only things I changed were the render distance and anti-aliasing set to 1. I did try it in third person back and it worked fine. Now this is first person and everything seems to be working fine, no problems whatsoever. I really don't notice much lag, everything seems smooth for the most part. Almost no stuttering, I want to say. If any. I just don't really notice anything. Next game we're checking out here is BioShock, the first BioShock, and the resolution is set to 1024 by 768, and then everything's pretty much on. If you want it to be even smoother, you can turn it off. But so far it seems to be alright with these settings, so I don't notice much lag whatsoever. And I did also play Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO, and that didn't work out too well, unfortunately. Yeah, it just wasn't really playable. It didn't lag as much as a U-Book, OU U-Book 7. If you follow me, you'll know what I'm talking about, because I reviewed that previously, I think in the last 1 or 2 videos, I want to say. And yeah, that was just not as smooth. This is slightly smoother with CSGO, but still not playable. Overall, I gotta say, I do like it, from the keyboard and mouse being nice and thin to the actual all-in-one PC itself. This itself isn't too thick either. Again, I haven't used all-in-one PCs before too much, but yeah, this does feel pretty thin to me. Not too heavy, and I love that they come with a carrying pouch. By the way, this does have handles, so it's underneath here, so that's just what I found out. Do you guys want to see an update video on this? Because I'm going to try to use this for school a little bit. Maybe I'll take it to class or something and see how it goes. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, thanks for watching.